Bike 3, part 3, take 4 or 5, I think, whatever it is. Anyway, last time you saw this, I'd cleaned all of the gasket surfaces and I was starting to reassemble, and I was talking about altering the timing for the balancer shaft. I didn't do it. All right. After I put this all back together standard, then Andy, he was watching a video that we'd uploaded yesterday, I think it was, and he mentioned that there's a simple explanation video to follow if you're in any doubt how to do this. I was in doubt, that's why I bolted it. Having watched the video, I think it's like R1 Dude, it's from about 10 years ago, and he explains, and he does a demonstration, and it's a very simple, easy to follow. Having seen it, I was then like, oh, do I break off all the Loctite and redo it? I don't know that I'm going to gain very much because there's hardly any vibration on that bike. So, yeah, I haven't gone with it. But I'll put the details up so you can see what the video is called. I think it's Rzv500r balancer shaft mod. If you search that and you find the one from R1 Dude, perfect. So things we're doing today. We're going to do a lot of blasting and painting and filling and hopefully repairing and making all beautiful again. The coolant pump, so we'll clean up the inside, the outside, paint, etc. There is a seal in here. I'll be using some heat to get that out and change that, so I'll do that after I've done the blasting, but before I do the painting. So there's that. This is the right hand side engine casing, goes over the clutch, etc. There's a nice big gouge in there. Don't know if you picked that up, Chase.
You can see that.
Yeah, straight through the letter M, off the bottom of the A. We'll see what we can do with this. And yeah, fresh coat of paint, etc. Yeah, and then this cylinder head off the lower, we've got a bunch of damage in there. It's a serviceable head, but it just looks ugly, and all the internal water channels are a bit fuzzy and not looking very nice, and certainly the outer condition, not exactly showpiece, is it?
No.
And then the little bracket that goes over here, I'm gonna have to get rid of, I have to straighten this all out. See what we can do with that. Same deal with the cylinder head at the back, and well, no, it doesn't have a gouge or anything, but just needs cleaning and painting, as do the barrels. And they'll all get a hone today as well. The thermostat housing, I've got a new thermostat for this, and a whole new hose kit when it does go back together. Generator cover, bit of a scrape down there. It's not particularly deep, but so shouldn't have too many problems with that. You tend to, you don't really see this side because it actually fits on the bike that way around, but it'll get clean and painted anyway. So hopefully next time you see this will be after I've blasted, filled, polished, painted, whatever, and it'll look tidy. And then yeah, whack it together, and then hopefully very quickly we can move into the opening up the box, which I've been desperate to open up ever since it arrived, for all the parts that came from Dubai, and slot this into hopefully a very nice bike. So this engine is gone over my normal estimate of 20 hours. We're on about 27 hours now, and it's still not actually fully assembled. Most things have been done. Power valve's been stripped and cleaned, barrel's been honed nicely, actually, quite happy with that. And yeah, she's looking good. The issue with the cylinder heads that we're facing at the moment is, I'll show a photograph, but you'll see that on one of the heads there's a little bit of corrosion from the coolant system. I think this might have been sat with some water in it, not actually coolant, which would explain all of the rust that we saw, you know, around the impeller and all that. Yeah. So anyway, drop those off with Gav. So we'll get them back next week, along with the power valve tree. The reason I haven't bolted the upper barrels down properly, although I have done the lowers, is because in order to get in this area here with the inlet valves and the power valve tower, you'll need to pop these back off again. So temporary pause on the engine for now anyway. Right, on to today's task. We're going to open up the box from Dubai,
which is now off my patio.
Yeah.
Well
I've had my workout getting this 200 kilo crate from there up a step and on over to here. But yeah, we'll open it up and see what we've got. But the plan is build up the rolling frame. I can't put the engine into it until I've got the heads back. So I can build up the frame as much as feasible, really. And then that'll be the end of this episode.
Cool.
Cannabis.
Like Christmas morning for you.
Absolutely. Everything has been individually and meticulously wrapped, as Alan tends to do. He's a very, very diligent person. Very impressed. Right, but yeah, we've got tyres on the wheels. Nice fuel tank. We'll continue emptying this all out and come back to you when we've sort of organised things. All right, so what we have is a nice aluminium frame. I had two options with this bike. I was going to use either the Australian frame that we've got in the shed. That's a nice clean title frame, and it would be easy to register the bike. Or Jerry's talked me into using the Japanese frame, the aluminium frame. It will take a little bit more hunting around trying to find the engineering people that go through. I did it years ago for a Japanese import bike. But anyway, it's a bit more paperwork. But anyway, these are, it's not just the aluminium frame that's different on the Rzv. There's a few things like clip-ons and footrests and whatever. But overall, I think it's about 19 pounds lighter in terms of weight. Obviously, being aluminium, there's going to be no frame rust or anything, no rot. So it's just nice aluminium. And we can always give her a good wipe down and a clean up. I don't want to blast and paint any of this bike though. I want it to be in kind of original patina, original condition. Obviously we've got a reconditioned engine, it's all freshly painted and whatnot, but everything else will be original. There's the plan. All right, anyway, we'll get back to you when we've unwrapped things and started assembling.
It's good.
Oh, and Tracy convinced me to order some JL pipes yesterday, didn't you, darling?
You are a knob.
Right. All right, you'll come around this side. So what we're looking at.
Right.
Yeah, there was a couple of little bits of black overspray paint from something. This one's come off. I just used some thinners and started to do the same thing here. Okay. So I'll go over the frame and tidy it up a little bit. I'm not, as I said, I'm not going to blast it and paint it. I like to keep it as original as possible, this one. I haven't had a look at the clocks yet. When you find the clocks, we'll dig them out, see how many Ks is on it, because I believe it was a low kilometre bike.
Right. So shall I stand carry on watching you, or shall I go back to what I was doing, which was unpackaging?
If you can carry on unpackaging, babe, that'd be great. Thank you.
All right, I have your permission.
All right, guys and girls, it's been a good day. Very successful, wouldn't you say, Tracy?
Yeah, very successful.
This kind of flew together nice and easy. We are missing a bolt. What we need for the rear swing arm to be mounted properly is a longer Allen key bolt. Jerry, I think you mentioned some of the subtle differences between this and an RZ. So the correct mounting bolt for it isn't there. I did have a spare swing arm, and I've got an RZ coupler that goes together, but it's not long enough. And I think that's the only difference, it's not long enough. But Jerry, let me know in the comments if there's more to it than that. All right, so what's next? Engine, finish off the engine. We obviously need the heads to be skimmed and the welding done on the aluminium power valve tower. And then we can mount the engine, stick the wiring loom on, carbs. Probably will strip and rebuild the carbs just because I like to do that. That way I know they're good. And I need to unpackage the pipes, find out if they're restricted or not.
Right.
Because if they're restricted, we can take them to Gav, get them cut and re-welded or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling. It's been a big day. I'm quite tired. My brain's all over the place. My garage is full of parts. Parts are all over the place. But yeah, really, really pleased. It's coming along very nicely.
Good. And it's got a toolkit.
Oh yeah, it has. It's got the original toolkit with it. Nice.
But, yeah, we get rid of some of these parts soon, so that'll be good.
Yes. All right. See you later.